I'm Felix, a civil engineering student. I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips out of the many tips I use to master any complex engineering formula or mathematical formula. So let's dive into that. The first one I use is the learning of the derivation of the formula. Okay, so that is the first tip I use. I learn the derivation, okay, of any formula. You get? So let's take for instance now we're asked to find kinetic energy. Okay, we're asked to find kinetic energy, which is half mv square, from work done, which is force times distance. Let's say we are asked to derive this from this. I just want to use it as an example. Okay, take for instance now force. Okay, force, not even taking for instance, is mass times acceleration. Then we do work done is equals to mass times acceleration, then times distance. Okay, we are about forming this. Okay, but now we have brought out another formula from this particular one that we are solving. Okay, so now we are going to use equation of motion, which is v square is equals to u square plus 2ad. Okay, now we are deriving ad. We want to derive ad, which is this one, from this particular place. So our ad is going to be v square minus u square all over 2. So this is our ad. Now let's take work done to be equals to mass times v square minus u square all over 2. So this is work done is equals to mv square over 2 minus mu square over 2. That is to tell us we have derived this particular formula, which is half mv square, okay, which is kinetic energy. That is, work done is the change in kinetic energy. Now, where I want to drive at is, can you see a lot of formulas that we have automatically memorized, or will I say we have automatically known without like having to cram them? It's just a direct process. If you have been able to know this one and you want to derive this one, let's say you were asked to use this one, you automatically know the formula for force, you automatically know the equation of motion, you automatically know the formula for work done. Let's say you were given work done and you were not given force and distance now, and you were given mass, velocity, and initial velocity. You automatically know the formula to use, even despite having work done as many formulas. Okay, because there are things they call parents, formula. This is like a parent's formula, and this is what gave birth to this one also, because this is work done and this is work done. But once you know the derivation, it is not going to be hard for you. The second one I use is units and dimension. Right, units and dimension. And for this particular one, I mainly use it during MCQ questions and objective questions, things like that. Let's take for instance, you are given a question that has the option A. You are asked to find the density in a question, and it has the option A as 2 kilogram per meter cube. All right, then option B as 5 kilogram per meter cube, then option C 10 kilogram per meter cube. All right, so in this particular question, you already told to find the density. From this unit, you can derive the formula. In kg is always known with mass, meter cube is known with what? Volume. So definitely you already know density is equals to mass over volume. That's just a simple way to derive it. You can also apply it for many other formulas. It's also one trick and one tip. It's mostly useful for questions that deal with objective. All right, that's objective question. So the third one, which we are going to out of the many tips and tricks, is the use of diagram. Okay, diagram to master formulas. Okay, use of diagram, and particularly graphical, let's say graphical representations. Okay, representations. So for this particular one, let's say you you were given a question on Pythagoras theorem. As we all know, Pythagoras theorem requires you to work with a triangle, which we have your theta, your hypotenuse, which is, let's make this z, let's make this x, and let's make this y. Okay, knowing the formula for Pythagoras theorem, let's say a graphical representation which they use as so, then ka and tua. Okay, so this is the sign which is opposite over hypotenuse. If you can draw this diagram out and you already know your theta, you wouldn't need to be cramming where your opposite is. You already know it is where it is, like the opposite side to the theta, that is the angle. You already know your hypotenuse is your longest side. You don't need to, let's say they gave you x as 2, y as 3, z as 5. You already know that this is 2, this is 3, this is 5. Like by drawing the diagram, it will make your work faster. Like another reasons for using diagram, it makes your work faster, neater, and it makes your instructor or your lecturer know that, oh, this person really knows what he is doing. So that's one reason why you should also master this use of diagram. Okay, so that's the third one. The fourth one I use, which is a very, very much efficient way and a very, very good way, is to solve questions. Like, that's the number 4, solving of questions. Solve questions with that formula. Okay, with that formula. Now, solving of questions with that formula, I always recommend, if you are given a question like that, or if you want to memorize any formula, or you want to make any formula like stay on your head for long, solve at least 5 questions using that particular formula. Solve at least 5 questions. By the time you solve those 5 questions using that particular formula, definitely it will surely stay on your head. And when you are solving those questions, always rewrite the formula. Okay, always rewrite the formula at every point in time when you are solving them. When you solve 5 to 10 to 15 questions on that same formula, definitely you will not have any problem with retaining them on your head. Even for years, it will still be there on your head. So that's one tip I use. Why the fifth one is, before I go to the fifth tip, if you're finding value in this video, kindly hit the subscribe button, share this video with your friends, and also do well to hit the like button below for the algorithm, so the algorithm can push the video further to many more people. So now let's dive into the fifth one. The fifth one I use is teaching it. Okay, teaching. Now, teaching with the formula. Okay, yeah, you teach with the formula. So this one is a very, very effective method, not only for learning formulas or complex engineering formulas. It is effective for all ramifications of learning, whether theory, be it theory. It means you teaching it. Let's say, okay, you have some of your mates or in your study group or whatever that don't understand. You people can take the formulas, let's say 111. There are many formulas, definitely. So you can take it 111, the one you know that is hard for you to master. You come, you teach it. If you don't have anybody to teach it to, let's say you don't have people to teach it to, you can just come like myself, get a board, set your phone, your camera, even though you're not recording, and just pretend to be teaching it and be writing it from your head. Let's say you're writing it from your head. If there's anywhere you don't actually get, because this is what I do, if there's anywhere you don't actually get, you check your book, write it again, start again. Do that, like teach it, like teach solve many questions by teaching on it, and definitely you are going to get it. So those are the 5 tips I use, and you can also try them out and know the one which works for you most, and drop it in the comments. Let me know. If you're going to be needing any useful website to help you assist in your academics, smash the video right up here and you're going to get it there. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.